We're just a collective of swimmers, I can say, that have a love for water, and we just wanted to build a community around that, actually. And so that's who we are. But using technology, I think we're just in a digital age right now. It's 2015. You can't sort of escape it. Wherever you are, you're using technology. iPads and whatever. You've seen them in hospitals. People are using them poolside now for lessons and things like that. And in terms of sort of bringing people together, I think sort of swimming is a very solitude sport. So swimming on your own can be very, very boring. And I know for me personally, on my own, if I swim, I might get to sort of like 20 laps and I'm like, this is boring, and I'll get out. If I'm with a group of friends or whatever, they'll push me, I'll push them, and we keep doing it together. And I think the beautiful thing of what that I've encapsulated was sort of, the challenge that Andy came to us with. Andy had this brilliant idea of sort of, because Andy did his own world record actually, of swimming in the deepest part of the water, and he had this brilliant idea of actually sort of taking a group of non-swimmers to swimmers. And it just came out a brilliant success.
That vision then, to get these non-swimmers doing what you wanted them to do, what kind of challenges did you come up against with that?
I think it's very hard because I think my biggest challenge was trying to persuade people to do something completely random. And I think the real challenge was actually most people believing in themselves and actually overcoming their deepest fears. What we slowly realised through doing the project was that actually it's not just about learning to swim, it's also about understanding what stops people from actually getting in the water. And once you overcome those challenges, then you can start thinking about swimming. And I think the brilliance of the project, especially with the guys at Swim Dem, is that we created a bit of a community. And that's what people want to feel part of. Not necessarily a club, but a community where you can actually come to the pool, have some fun, and maybe go do something after. And sort of reiterating the point on technology, that is yet another thing that helps build a community. And I think that's the most important thing about swimming, is building a community where people feel welcome and they don't feel restricted from getting in the water. And luckily for us, that challenge really proved that as well.
So you've done so much already as a group and as a collective. What's going to be next?
Well, it's interesting because we're talking about the next kind of challenge, and even with our swim teacher Harley and stuff. I think one of the biggest statistics right now that I'm really keen on is looking at young people in swimming. I'd really be keen to take a group of young people into open water and get them to challenge themselves to the deepest point they can. And luckily, we've now got an incredible relationship with Swim Dem. We're all like a big group of collective, and we all work really well together, and hopefully we can try and get a group of young people to take on their deepest fears and really take on the open water, because we've proved it with adults. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
And I think the beautiful thing actually is, from the last project, we had sort of an impact where swim teachers were born out of that project. So now for the following project, we're actually going to have more teachers, more coaches and things like that, which is brilliant for the world of swimming actually.
And basically they're all been part of the community, so it's like we're basically recycling each other, and that's it. That's the great thing about the community. It's not, no one's asking anyone to be a swim teacher. They've just loved swimming through it and want to take it to the next level. There's nothing forced on anyone, and I think that's what we're trying to learn and trying to show people, that actually you can teach people stuff. You just don't need to force it on them necessarily. They need to realise their full potential themselves, really.